What's up, gamers? It's Gamin and welcome back to another collection video. Today, we're gonna be looking at one of Nintendo's best handheld consoles to its successor, the Nintendo Switch. And what are we talking about? The Nintendo Switch predecessor, the Nintendo 3DS. So let's go! The Nintendo 3DS is mainly a mobile console used by Nintendo from its previous predecessor and successor, the Nintendo DS, which has a hidden feature where you can turn games into 3D and for extra support and more fun in the games. And it also has unique capabilities where you can put in DS games but play them without the 3D. And do I think it's a good idea to get a 3DS? And if you already have a DS, yeah. And because there's a lot of games that you can look at, and we're gonna look at the games themselves, of all sorts of games that I still have in my collection, before moving on to Nintendo Switch. To this day, I still have a small but humble the Nintendo 3DS game collection, because most of them were either sold or probably lost in the game. But I still managed to keep a lot of these games here and a few loose games. And don't forget, there are still some games I still have on my 3DS, but they're downloaded. And so just for the record, if you don't see a certain game in there, like you're asking, where's Smash Bros? Where's Mario Kart? Where's Mario 3D Land? They're in my 3DS. I bought the digital copies. And I like to keep digital copies of games sometimes, but these are some physical copies that I kept. I'm done. Now let's look at the physical copies. First up we have to talk about is my favorite for the 3DS, Mario & Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. And this was my first game when I got on the DS, and when I had heard they had a 3DS copy, and you had to get this game, not just for the nostalgia, but for also Bowser Jr.'s Journey. And the story is really good. You team up with Bowser inside his own body, journeying around everywhere, and you also play Bowser Jr.'s Journey, and where he's able to go around the Mushroom Kingdom, able to look for Bowser himself. It also has amiibo combat capabilities, but I love this game so much for the main story, and I completed this game in only just 4 days, and so that's definitely a new record in my book. This next game we're looking at is one of my favorites for LEGO games, LEGO Ninjago Shadow of Ronin. And this is definitely one of the best Ninjago games out there. And you play as a ninja as they counter a new enemy called Ronin, who steals their memories, and you have to locate the obsidian weapons to gain your memories back. Then later on in the battle, you fight Ronin and Pasta, fighters from Ninjago series, and to find the elemental forges and the primal fulcrum. And it doesn't just stop there with the adventures. And you can drive motorcycles, fly dragons, and even command mechs. And so if you like Ninjago and LEGO games, you definitely gotta try Shadow of Ronin. On to our next game, and that is The Amazing Spider-Man. And I never expected getting this on the 3DS because it's the same graphics as the 360 version, but the 360 version I had originally was more powerful. I still got the 3DS game though, because it has the same storyline as the original one, and it's just fun to play. And Spider-Man is a really fun game series, and The Amazing Spider-Man is really good. And you face off against cross-species kinds of animals such as the lizard, the rhino, and other various people there. As you search for a cure to cure cross-species DNA and save the world. Kirby games are really fun, and none of them is more fun than Kirby Planet Robobot. And this game really caught my eye when the new gimmick was able to use mech-like suits and to use Kirby's adaptive technology to give new transformations. And the fights are really good, and the enemies they're unique, and the transformations and gimmicks are really insane. And even at the end, you're able to battle as Meta Knight's ship itself. It comes with all sorts of classic abilities and moves. And so if you got a 3DS, check out Kirby Planet Robobot, because this game is a smash. There's another LEGO game I have, but it's not that exciting, called LEGO Legends of Chima Laval's Journey. And yeah, I was excited to play this game when it first released. It was not bad at first, but honestly, yeah, when playing it, and the story was a little bit short, but the character's pretty good. And this is based off the show Legends of Chima, and it was supposed to replace Ninjago, but it never did. But the game's pretty good. You play as a lot of characters, basically animals that use the power of chi, and to power themselves up. But you go to different tribes over in the kingdom. And I can restore the balance of Chima after the incident that happened between the Crocs and the Lions. Now, this game I was excited to play on the 3DS at the time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles a lot, but the 2012 version of Ninja Turtles was the best. I definitely say, yeah, that Ninja Turtles was definitely the best. You can play, yeah, as all four Ninja Turtles and fight and some iconic villains from the series, not just the Krang and Shredder, but also some new faces like Dog Pound and Fish Face. And so you gotta definitely check out this game if you have it on the 3DS, or I usually play now on the Xbox. If you're a fan of LEGO and the DC Comics, you gotta check out this game, LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. But sure, it's not as powerful as it is on Platform Stadium, but this game is still good to play with. And you team up with villains from the DC universe like Joker, Killer Croc, Lex Luthor, teaming up to stop Brainiac from controlling the world. And you get to play as all sorts of lanterns from the Lantern Corps, and visit different worlds, and even fly spaceships themselves. And so if you like Batman, you should play this game. We have another LEGO game right here, and that's LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. And it's pretty good, and I find the game pretty enjoyable. Not as good as it is on a platform console like an Xbox, but this game is pretty good, pretty standard. And you basically just play this story, The Force Awakens, and you can unlock other levels when you find the mini kits. And it has a bunch of play. And yeah, those you can play. Yeah, you can still fly in spaceships. And it still has some iconic things like the blaster battles. And even that. And when you're in the ships. And so if you like Star Wars, and check it out for the 3DS. This next game is definitely one of my favorite on the 3DS, and that's Skylanders Superchargers Racing. And again, this was definitely a good find because it came with Bowser and the Clown Cruiser. But I definitely love playing it. I put all my Skylanders that I have in my collection onto this game so I can have a better racing experience and a lot of superchargers on there for fun. And we also have a good collection and then down here for some good racing. The story's not that bad, but it could use some improvement. You don't really fight in this game, but you do race, hence the name racing. And but if you like racing and you love Skylanders, I recommend getting Skylanders Superchargers Racing. There's been plenty of Pokemon games on the 3DS, and these are two iconic games right here, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. But Alpha Sapphire was my first choice, and I got Omega Ruby some time later. But both games were pretty good. And I like the fact that they keep expanding with Mega Evolution, and gotten more easier ways of catching Pokemon, and Mega Evolving them. Plus, it comes with cosplay Pikachu, but so you can customize them and to your liking, and I definitely say these games were definitely the good pickup. But so if you guys like Pokemon, and definitely check out these games to revisit the Hoenn region. I love Pokemon and all that, but this one just doesn't really hit that much. Pokemon Ultra Moon. Yeah, it's not that very exciting in my opinion. It's just the same story, as Pokemon Regular Moon, but with some added features where you face off against Necrozma, and some of the story just doesn't really work for me. Like I like the fact that you got new Z moves and new Ultra Beasts out there, but honestly, and I prefer Classic Moon and Classic Sun over Moon. And but if you guys want to check out Ultra Moon, more power to you guys, I guess. Now that we've finished off some of the games with their boxes, let's move on to some loose games, starting with LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars. And it's a pretty good game, pretty standard. And it starts off with the Star Wars The Clone Wars series that you've seen on TV. And again, it's not bad. And it's got some iconic characters like Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, etc., etc. And so I definitely think if you like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, pick up Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars. Picked up this game when it was just a few dollars. Generator Rex, Hansa Agents of Providence. And this show was based off against on the TV show Generator Rex. And it's not bad, but you didn't get that much moving around, and even with 3D mode, it doesn't really change that picture much. And but the game's pretty solid, and you use different weapons in your arsenal, and able to pack a punch, no pun intended. And but also you can go on motorcycles and do skydiving challenges. And so this is pretty good, and if you like Generator Rex. And the good thing about the 3DS versions, and when you run out of time when you want to replay the missions, and they won't actually stop the mission if you do. So this is a good way to get a challenge. We have another loose Pokemon game, and that's Pokemon Sun. And I picked up Sun now when it was loose. I originally had Moon, but I just prefer that on Sun more, so I traded in my Moon copy and got the Sun copy. And unfortunately, I couldn't get the copy with its box. And but Pokemon Sun has definitely been a lot better for me. And honestly, I prefer Solgaleo over Lunala. And but this game is pretty good, and it had some better exclusives than Moon did. So but if you like Pokemon, check out Pokemon Sun to revisit the Alola region. I know you're gonna like it. The last loose copy of the 3DS is Pokemon X, and definitely my favorite Pokemon game on the 3DS, and because this game has truly evolved, no pun intended. And it first introduces new regions, and my favorite region, well, one of my favorites, the Kalos region, and brought back some iconic characters. Some iconic characters that you might see in Pokemon X is usually everyone's favorite water type Greninja, and they also introduced Mega Evolution, which works with everyone's favorite fighting type from Sinnoh, Lucario. And of course, when you go to the gym at Professor Sigmore's lab, you get the chance to get your main man and Charizard and his Mega Evolution. And so if you're definitely gonna pick up Pokemon X, and you definitely gotta try this out for the Mega Evolution. And not to mention me, he's right, you definitely gotta get him. And that is all on the 3DS physical copy games I have. I still have digital copies of the game, but we're not gonna get into that. And we're talking about the physical copies of this collection video. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what 3DS games do you have, and what are some other games that I should pick up in the future. But the 3DS will always be part of my childhood, and after all, it was definitely the best console that I had before moving on to the Nintendo Switch. And so 3DS, you have always been part of my life. But Nintendo has done good on keeping this alive. But sure, the eShops are shutting down soon, so I won't be able to get digital games. But I'll still get physical copies with every vintage game store stop I have. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this 3DS collection video. Be sure to subscribe to Mike Noid, Biddy's Gaming Videos, Spidey Gaming, Ben the Potato 2, comment, like, subscribe, join my Discord, and I'll see you guys later with more classic games. And this is Gaming Thunder, sign out. Bye. Thunder. This brings back memories.